Gene Deal, a former bodyguard for Diddy, explained the series of events that led to him parting ways with the music mogul. The situation started when ASAP Ferg's father, a well-known designer from Harlem, approached Diddy for help. This designer, who had worked on some of the most iconic logos in hip-hop history, including the Bad Boy logo and the Uptown Records logo, was in need of financial support. He had been an integral part of the fashion scene, creating many trends, such as patches on jackets, custom-painted sneakers, and shirts featuring luxury brand logos on cartoon characters. Gene was asked by ASAP Ferg's father to take him to Diddy's office, where he hoped to secure some money. At the time, Gene had $110,000 of Diddy's money on hand, which he intended to hand over for a separate matter. As they arrived at Diddy's office, ASAP Ferg's father came prepared with designs and presented them to Diddy, asking for the financial support he needed. The designer wasn't looking for much, just enough to help him through a difficult situation. What transpired in that meeting left both Gene and ASAP Ferg's father disappointed. Despite all the past support the designer had given Diddy, including when Diddy was struggling financially at Uptown Records, Diddy refused to assist him now. When Diddy had lost his job and couldn't pay his rent or car note, ASAP Ferg's father had been there, giving him money to ensure his survival. But now, when the designer asked for help, Diddy turned him down. Gene, who had been there to witness the exchange, was taken aback by the cold reception. The designer, frustrated, left the office and met Gene outside. He shared that Diddy had refused to give him the money he needed. Gene, feeling the weight of the situation, decided to take matters into his own hands. He handed over $10,000, the same amount the designer had given him 2 weeks prior, telling him, "You gave it to me 2 weeks ago here." The designer accepted the money, but Gene made it clear that this would remain between them. The designer's response was clear. He was done with Diddy. He stated, "I ain't never ever expletive with him ever again." Gene, hearing the pain in his voice, simply said, "Yeah, all right." But that was the last time Gene would hear from the designer. The very next day, ASAP Ferg's father passed away unexpectedly. Gene was left devastated by the news, feeling that the stress of the situation may have contributed to his untimely death. The loss of this loyal figure in their lives further cemented Gene's growing bitterness toward Diddy. In the midst of this emotional turmoil, Gene's relationship with Diddy became increasingly strained. One day, while sitting outside Diddy's office as usual, acting as the gatekeeper to ensure no one entered without Diddy's clearance, Gene had a disturbing interaction with Diddy's mother. Miss Colonel, she approached him and asked him to do a task that Gene didn't feel was part of his responsibilities. Miss Call asked him to go downstairs and bring food from her car, but Gene, firm in his stance, declined. Miss Call, seemingly frustrated by Gene's refusal, asked why he didn't comply with her request, especially when other people in the office did. Gene, standing his ground, responded, "I'm not here for that, Miss Colonel." She continued pressing him, but Gene remained firm. It was at this point that Diddy came out of his office and overheard the conversation. He immediately intervened, asking his mother, "Why are you messing with Gene?" He then told her to leave Jay alone. This moment marked the final straw for Gene. He had been loyal to Diddy for years, putting up with disrespect and navigating difficult situations. But after the way he was treated, and with the personal loss weighing heavily on him, Gene decided he could no longer continue working for Diddy. He never went back to Diddy's office after that incident. The relationship, which had once seemed unbreakable, had come to a bitter end. Gene's decision to leave was rooted in years of growing frustration and a series of betrayals he had experienced. The refusal to help someone who had been there for Diddy during his toughest times, the lack of respect shown by Diddy's mother, and the emotional toll of ASAP Ferg's father's death all contributed to Gene's decision to walk away.
And that's a wrap for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it or found it helpful in some way. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Whether you're here to learn, to be entertained, or just to find a spark of inspiration, I hope this video brought you some value. Every piece of content I create is meant to bring us closer to meaningful conversations, new perspectives, and actionable insights that can make a difference in our day-to-day lives. If this resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might enjoy it too. And if you've got thoughts, questions, or even constructive feedback, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. This channel isn't just about me, it's about building a community that grows together. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so you're always in the loop when a new video drops. And hey, this was just one of many. We've got so much more to explore together in the future. Until next time, take care, stay curious, and keep striving to be the best version of yourself. See you soon.